Hi, welcome to the reading for November 5th, 2018. I am not usually on camera for my readings, but I did want to show my face to just tell you, so you could see in my face how helpful it was to see you guys telling me to feel better and all of that. It really did help. I'm feeling a lot better. My voice is still a little scratchy, but it's going to be okay. Today is a general reading, so we're just going to be looking at just the general energy that's surrounding us this week and just something that you guys can think about this week. Okay, so we're going to see you down here. Alright guys, today's general reading, we've got these little pebbles on the cards. This is pile 1, which is the amber petals. Pile 2 is the green pebbles. And pile 3 is these like clear kind of white pebbles, okay? As always, everything you need to know about me is in the description below. That includes what you need to know about my private readings and if you would like to donate, and how you can contact me if you have any questions about this reading or anything like that. Of course, you can also leave a comment. I'm pretty good about responding to those. All right, but you guys are here for this reading, so let's go ahead and get started. For those of you who have not picked a pile, go ahead and pause until you do come to which pile works for you. Otherwise, we're going to get started with pile 1, okay? So we're going to move these other 2 piles. Alrighty. So these are the amber pebbles. I just said petals. Oh goodness. Okay, so let's look at the tarot here. We've got taking action. We've got the Wheel of Fortune that is in your favor. And we've got the Tower reversed. So it looks like for those of you who've had a tower moment recently, and tower moments, you know, they're not so fun. Tower moments are times where your whole life just kind of goes upside down, and something you've worked really hard on, like something you've worked really hard on to build, just kind of comes crashing down and you have to start over. It can signify the end of a really major relationship, the end of a job. Although it can also describe like the beginning of something, like the beginning of puberty, for example. It's just any moment in your life where you just have to rearrange everything that you thought you knew about the world. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative, but it's in reverse, guys, okay? So it's already happened. This has already happened. And this is telling me the Wheel of Fortune is in your favor, so you are going to be kind of lucky this week. And then, you know, the Knight of Wands is all about taking action. It's about taking swift action. So if you've been sitting on a decision, now's the time to make that decision, or now's the time to act on what you've been sitting on, okay? All right. So we've got the Thinking Man and Victory. So what this tells me, and it kind of goes with the Wheel of Fortune and a little bit with the Knight of Wands, is this victory. It's like you're going to be victorious in something, okay? And I feel like it has something more to do with work, or has something to do with finances. It's something about the material world. It's not about love. It's something about the material world that has to do with things like possessions, that kind of thing. And then the Thinking Man, that lets me know that, oh goodness, I have a little cat, and I get cat hairs on here sometimes. All right. And the Thinking Man lets me know that you guys are going to be more in your thoughts and your feelings, which might be a little weird for you. But you're going to, something's going to strike you. Maybe you're learning something new. Maybe this is something where you're studying something new. Maybe you just are really into maybe a book or something like that. But whatever it is, you're going to be really up in your thoughts and not so much in your heart, you know, as much. And I'm getting that that's like, for most of you, that's unusual. For some of you guys, that's where you're going to be anyway, you know, that's just the way you are. But yeah, for you guys, yeah, being like really captivated by something, you're going to be thinking really hard about something. Okay, and then we've got Enchantment. Oh, wow. This is like the energy surrounding you right now. You'll find that if you want, you can get your way really easily right now. And I don't really like to, you know, encourage anything that's going to be like manipulative or anything, but you've got some charm going on right now. So if you apply that charm to what you want, you will find yourself attracting that. You might be doing that without even meaning to, though, because it's like this pull towards you, very much like the sirens in Homer's plays, or what are they? Are they plays? Homer's books, the Odyssey. Anyway, sorry if those of you who don't know ancient Greek stuff, just, you know, I apologize for kind of getting off on the tangent there, but yeah, enchantment, you're just going to be drawing a lot of stuff towards you. I mean, like, this whole week looks really good, except for the fact that you do have some tower energy in there. It's reversed, though, so that lets me know that it's already happened. But it's like something that has kind of fallen apart is going to be affecting your week a little bit. There's going to be, like, this kind of flavor to your week that has to do with this thing that's ending. But again, I mean, not all endings are negative. It's just like a change. It's just going to be a change in your life, and that's it, you know. So yeah, you guys are doing great. So this is good. This is really good for you guys. All right, group 2, those of you who picked the green pebbles, let's go ahead and look at what the cards say for you guys. We've got the Magician, we've got Balance, and we've got the Five of Cups reversed. That's a good one. Okay, so let me talk about the Magician. You've got 2 major arcana cards, so this means that this is going to be a pretty big week for you guys. The Magician manifests everything that they need. They're able to bring about what they want in this world. And I think part of it is because they're aligned with what they want. Like they're aligned with what's going to come anyway. Maybe they have some kind of intuition about what works and what doesn't work. You know, that kind of thing. Like, people who are really successful businessmen, it's like they know like the trends, and they can kind of anticipate what people need and that kind of thing, and they come out with a product right when it's ripe for that product to come out, that kind of thing. That's kind of like the Magician. They're able to manifest things really easily, and the impression that I'm getting from this is that you're going to be in a position where you're naturally bringing about some big changes to your life, but it's more about manifesting good things that you want. So this is more of a personal manifestation, okay? We've got Balance. So what that tells me about your week is that all the different like areas of your life, let's say religion, family, love, work, you know, community, that kind of thing. All of those are going to be really balanced with one another. You're not going to feel so much of a push and pull, you know, and you're not going to feel like you're really overwhelmed, you know. Now, the Five of Cups in the upright position is grief, okay? And in the reverse position, what this tells me is that you've gone through some grief that is going to be affecting you this week. I just have to mention that today is Dia de los Muertos, and this is the 5, and I mean, it could just be that you're celebrating that, or that you celebrated Samhain recently, or it has something to do with just thinking about those who have passed away. It could be something like that, because like when it's in the reverse, it's like this has already happened, or this isn't something that's threatening you. This isn't something that's going to happen. This is something that's already happened. It's like you're going to take a moment to kind of pause on that and think about it. So, I mean, it'll just kind of hit you, and you'll take your moment and everything, and then you'll be able to keep moving. But I mean, it's just you're gonna have a moment like that, and it's gonna be important, like it's gonna be significant to you. So you might have like a dream of a loved one. You might walk into a room and maybe smell something that reminds you of them, or something like that. Just know that that's very normal. To experience when you've had somebody pass, even if they've passed a long, long time ago. And that's the kind of energy that I'm getting around that, okay? Right. Oh, how interesting. We also have financial constraints, yet to completely contradict it, we've got the world. So what I think is that you're going to be entering into a phase where you feel like, you know, you're going to have to kind of like make sure that you're really wise about your money. I'm not feeling from this spread that it's so constrained that you're not going to be able to get by. You're not going to be able to make it. You're going to be able to make it just fine. But it's more like, you're going to have to kind of penny pinch a little bit, you know, and that makes sense. Some people have started their Christmas shopping and stuff like that. You know, for those of you guys that celebrate that kind of stuff. So that might have something to do with it, for a lot of you. And then the world, though, it's kind of interesting because the world is like, you've got it all. I think the world kind of references the magician energy, though. It's just that you can have basically whatever you want at this point. Like, it's a really powerful time for you as far as creating what you want. Maybe you won't see that immediately, but this week is going to be a time where you can create something that's really meaningful. So keep that in mind. I mean, this would be, like, for example, this would be a time when you might decide to start your own business and you start getting those ideas for that. I mean, it could be something as big as that, you know, or it could be something as, you know, it could be something different, like, okay, you're going to compose a new song, or you're going to compose a poem or a story or something like that. I mean, it could be a lot of things like that, but that's the kind of energy that I'm getting from it. Just creating, bringing things from the thought and the heart into the physical world, that kind of thing. Okay. Oh, this is wonderful. You know, usually when I do a general reading, I don't get a whole lot of romantic, you know, insinuations, but it looks like you guys are going to be having a lighthearted time with love. Something's going to happen in your love life romantically that's going to lift you up. It's going to lift up your spirits. So be looking for that as well. So, I mean, you guys have really great stuff, you know. Just, you know, when we've known people who've passed, it can sometimes creep up on us. But besides that, you know, and it might not be a death. It might just be that you'll remember maybe an ex, or you'll remember a friend that you used to have that you were really close with, and you'll wish that they were around, you know, something like that. It doesn't have to be a literal death. It could be something that ended, but I do feel like it has to do with a person, like a specific person. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, you guys, this will be fine. I don't feel like the financial constraints is going to be a big deal, though. It's not like we've gotten a card that shows like poverty or being poor or anything like that. It's just like penny pinching, and that's it. All right, guys. So looks like things are going to be, you know, really good for you, and you've got that love coming, so that's great. Hi, pile 3. Those of you who picked the clear white pebbles. Alrighty, let's go ahead and see what your, oh wow. Okay, we've got the Star, Hope. We've got the Knight of Swords. And then we've got the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, so there was something that you were, you're feeling kind of stuck in recently. Like you felt stuck in a situation, or maybe you felt stuck in your head, or you felt stuck in your situation like I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. You know, like there's a lot of things that have piled up. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. You know, I've kind of like gotten myself in the pickle, or I've kind of like backed myself into a corner, that kind of thing. an image comes to mind of somebody who's laying down tiles and is like in a corner and like they don't know what to do with those last few tiles. Excuse me. But yeah, so that's gonna be, that's over. Okay, you're gonna figure out a way out. If you still haven't figured out a way out, you're gonna figure out a way this week. And then we've got the Knight of Swords, which is like clear, decisive action. You might be cutting somebody out of your life this week. I don't feel like that applies to most of you. I feel like that just applies to some of you. But this is quick, decisive action. It's something that you've thought of a lot about. It can also mean that you're going to really rush to communicate with somebody, or somebody's going to rush to communicate with you. This does kind of feel more like a male character, a male energy. So those of you who are looking for communication from somebody who's male, there might be communication this week from that person, and it's going to be like really quick, and it's going to be really decisive and really quick and that kind of thing. But I think for most of you guys, this is going to be more you acting in a really assertive way like that. And then I'm getting the Star, which is hope. That's always great because it's like, it shows that you've got direction. It also shows that you're willing to be vulnerable and authentic, which I personally love people who are like that. Some people don't like to be that way, and that's fine. I mean, I love people who aren't that way too, but there's something really special about people who are willing to be as authentic as possible. And I think about this as an authenticity card. I also think of it as hope. I think of it as being vulnerable, but being okay with that vulnerability. So this is really good. Also, you know, some direction, which looks like this character has, so it's kind of like doubling down there. And then we've got some interesting turbulence over here. We've got hostilities and storm warnings, and look at this guy. He's holding a sword too. So it could be that what's going on here is, like I said, you might be cutting somebody out of your life. It could be that that's what you're going to do. You're going to cut somebody out of your life. It could mean also that you might have an argument with somebody. But with this hope here, I'm not getting that it's like it's kind of softened by that. The storm warning, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I actually think that the storm warning is literal for some of you guys that live in that area in the US that just gets a lot of tornadoes and everything. Be careful, or take those warnings seriously. So yeah, I think that might be going on. For the rest of you, I think that storm warning is just like, there's like a force that's bigger than you, and you've just got to accept that you've just got to let it happen, okay? Sometimes things happen and we don't understand why, and it's just because there's these enormous forces in the universe that are at work, and you know, this might be something like, I mean, I'm not getting this specifically, but the best example I can think of is like a death. You know, what's more powerful or more, you know, more forceful and something that just can't be explained, like somebody who's died, somebody who's passed away. That can be something that's, you know, very, very, like, you know, it makes you think about things. It makes you really think about how life and death work and where do we go, that kind of thing. So I feel like the storm warning's like, yeah, there's a component of destruction, but I feel like it's more like being at awe of the forces of nature, being in awe of what, you know, how the universe works. So I think for some of you guys, the storm warning can just be something as simple as, oh, okay, you've got all these coincidences that are so huge, you know, that it's like, wow, you know, the universe is so amazing, that kind of thing. And for some of you, it could be a negative thing. I think that this is going to apply to you personally. I don't feel like this is, I don't feel like it can get more specific than just this general something that's kind of almost awe-inspiring. In nature is going to, it's just gonna get you. There's something's gonna just, I mean, it's gonna strike you. That's what I mean. It's gonna make you think, that kind of thing. And we've got protection, which is good when you've got that storm warning and the hostilities here, right? This lets me know that there's somebody in your life that really wants to protect you. They really want to make sure you're okay. Sometimes it's hard to be able to like reach out to somebody when we really want to do things on our own and we really want to do things, I don't know, we really want to take care of ourselves and we don't want to take help from anybody else. But there is somebody that's like kind of watching over you that wants to make sure you're okay, wants to make sure that you're going to be okay. And that could be somebody who you could get some help and advice from. And then I just got this, this decisive action that you're taking. Now, I don't do any legal advice, okay? I'm not giving legal advice, but the decisive action you're taking might have something to do with a case, something legal, and this is just saying that it will be in your favor. You're going to be protected in this. So if you've made a decision to, I'm just pretending, okay, guys. If you've made a decision to, for example, report a crime that's happened, okay, you're going to be protected. You're not going to have any backlash from that. You're going to be okay. Or if you've made a decision to take somebody to court over something, there's not going to be anything that's going to backfire on you. That's the kind of thing that I'm getting. So yeah, you know, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I really think that that's just for a few of you guys. So it just hit me, so I just needed to say it. But for most of you, these are gonna be two separate things. So yeah, you know, keep this in mind. I mean, it looks like it's pretty balanced in that you've got some things that are going to be a little bit, you know, you're going to have to deal with, and then you've got some things that you're getting out of and you're feeling more empowered by. You've got a friend or somebody that's willing to protect you, and then you've got a whole lot of hope. So whatever's going on around this, it's like maybe hostile, or maybe you're taking some decisive cutting action, you know, that kind of thing. It's still going to feel good for you. You know you're doing the right thing. You know that things are good. So I feel like this is something that would be positive for you, rather than anything, you know, too negative. I mean, it does look like you're going to have to go through some stuff, but yeah, I mean, in general, this week's going to be pretty balanced when it comes to some of the good stuff and then some of the not so good stuff, okay? But you'll get through it. It'll be fine. Thank you so much for watching my video to the end. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I celebrate every single one of my viewers and subscribers, and I am just overjoyed when I see how many people I am able to touch with what I do here. You know, it makes a big difference to me to let me know that what I'm doing is of value to you guys, and you guys do it. You leave these great comments. You tell me how things, you know, you tell me how things are. You let me know that I'm doing a good job, and you let me know when I'm not doing such a great job too, you know? So keep that stuff coming, you know? I do a lot of pick a card readings, and if you have an idea for one, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and see you tomorrow with a pick a card reading.